Good morning. Welcome back to the Retirement Report. I'm Hank Parrott, your host. With me, my good friend and special guest, Dr. Friday with Dr. Friday's Tax and Financial Services over in Brentwood, Tennessee. All right, we've been talking about taxes quite a bit, of course, this morning, and tax tips for the end of the year. And here's one that, again, must be done by the end of the year, and that's Roth conversions. And this is one of those areas that understanding how a Roth conversion works. As I mentioned, when you're contributing whether to an IRA or a Roth IRA, you're limited if you're over age 50 to $6,500 in a given year. However, on a Roth, and here's another one, for those that are already retired and you don't have earned income and you're thinking, well, I can't put money into a Roth. This is where you can do a Roth conversion. You can take that traditional IRA or some portion of it. We don't have, this again, you can determine how much you want to do the conversion on. Right. And when we convert, it's going to be taking it from a traditional IRA where it's like we're taking it out, we're going to pay the tax on it, we're putting it over into a Roth IRA where it will now grow tax-free forevermore. This has a lot of great planning strategies that kind of tag in with that. One, we're looking at reducing potential future taxes. We may be reducing the IRA, the traditional IRA, down so that when you reach age 70 and a half, you take less of a required minimum distribution, which may mean that you're in a lower tax bracket. This is what I meant. If it's going to push you into 28%, you're going to be paying 28% tax on it. We do the conversions at paying at 15% tax. Yeah. Then when RMD time comes, you're staying at 15%. Again, we've just knocked your tax bill in half on those IRA distributions.
You can also inherit, so your children that might be at the 28 and 30% tax bracket, if you are willing to convert it at 15, they inherit it tax-free. Oh my gosh, what a gift.
There you go. There's where estate planning comes in as a part of the overall plan.
Exactly.
See, when we're doing comprehensive planning, we're doing everything.
Big picture.
Right? So the estate planning is the next part. If this is money that you know you're not going to use or the likelihood is very, very small, then there again is where the Roth can make a lot of sense. If you're paying 15% tax and children inherit and they may be in a much, much higher tax bracket, who loses in this?
Yeah.
The IRS.
Thank you.
How many people feel bad about that? Right? I don't. So this is, if I'm going to, I'd much rather my family, my children have that money than it go to the IRS. Okay? And then we can get into tax planning, we can get into trust planning, as far as the estate planning goes, as other ways to help minimize that further. So Roth conversions can be a great way not only to help you minimize RMDs in the future, how to create tax-free income for yourself in the future, also a great estate planning tool where you can create, it's almost like a tax-free pension.
Exactly.
Right? They're going to take income from that. Remember when we talked about required minimum distributions the year after the year in which they inherit on a Roth? But it's tax-free.
They can start paying off the house.
They don't have to worry about it. Think of all the things that could benefit them. And depending on the size of that Roth, it could be for your children. It could go on to the grandchildren even if all they're doing is require minimum distributions. So Roth conversions can be a great tool. All right, so we've covered stock sales, real estate. These are some things if you're looking at, in particular, stock sales this time of year, this is a good time to be looking at pruning the portfolio a little bit. Maybe, in particular with what's going on in the market, this might be a great time.
I'm going to jump in really quick because a lot of times when people come in, the husband or the wife, they're retired, but they've got that little side job where they've made a couple $1,000s, maybe helping at the voting or doing something else. Remember, if you did work, you can contribute up to what you earned into an IRA. Or a Roth IRA. So just keep, depending on your age and everything. So just keep in mind, because a lot of times people come in and they don't know that they have that option because they don't really think of that as working. It was more of a busy work.
And we have done it again. We've got as much in as we could for you this week. I hope it's been helpful for you. More tips, come see us, okay? And of course, join us here each and every week on the Retirement Report.
The time is